A devastating implosion that killed all 5 of the Titan Submersible's occupants instantly occurred less than 3 months ago, as reported by OceanGate Expeditions. Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, was 61 years old. Hamish Harding, a British billionaire, was 58. Paul-Henri Nargeolet, a 77-year-old Titanic specialist, and Shahzada Dawood, a well-known Pakistani businessman, was 48. And his son Sulaiman Dawood, 19, was also on board the tourist vessel. On June 18, 2023, the submersible went missing. It had roughly 96 hours of oxygen left when it reached the sea, and it would run out on June 22, 2023. About 1 hour and 45 minutes after the submersible started its dive to the Titanic wreck, the surface ship Polar Prince lost communication with it. With the assistance of other governments, the United States Coast Guard, United States Navy, and Canadian Coast Guard spearheaded the search and rescue operations. On June 20, 2023, sonar detected banging noises coming from underneath the waves. At 30-minute intervals, the sounds was picked up. According to reports, even 4 hours after the deployment of more sonar sensors, the hammering could still be heard. Later, other noises could be heard, however they weren't reported as banging. The US Coast Guard revealed on June 22, 2023, that a sizable debris field had been found inside the specified search region. They have discovered the landing frame and rear cover of the lost submersible. They don't use terms like debris field until there is little possibility of recovering the crew alive. An area covered by debris indicates that the submersible has broken apart. That really kind of implies the worst-case scenario, which is a catastrophic breakdown, and typically that's an implosion, said rescue specialist David Mearns. All 5 occupants of a submersible perished later that day, according to the US Coast Guard, when their vessel experienced a catastrophic implosion at the depths of the ocean. Deaths occurred quickly, most likely in an instant. The global search and rescue operation was put to an end with this melancholy statement. All 5 of the victims would not have been aware of the incident happening because it is thought that the submersible exploded so quickly. Ofer Keter, a veteran submersible expert and co-founder of the private sub-company Submerge, told the New York Post that elements of the ship may have been reduced to dust by the implosion force that caused Titan to collapse inward in milliseconds under the tremendous pressure of the sea. Engineering expert Roderick Smith of Imperial College London claims that the failure of the pressure hull is the accident's most likely cause. The tremendous pressure at a depth of 13,000 feet likely caused the sub to collapse inward, resulting in an immediate and painless end for the passengers, according to Rear Admiral John Morga, who also stated that the uncovered debris indicated a catastrophic implosion. Screenshots that claim to represent the submersible's last communications were circulated on July 6, 2023. They claim that the passengers voiced their confidence and said that everything is under control as the fall approached the 75-minute mark. The crew of the Titan, on the other hand, notices an alarm from the real-time monitoring system at 9:28 a.m., and they all decide to stop the drop and start ascending. Sadly, the rise goes more slowly than expected. When they deliver their last update, the real-time monitoring system shows all red alarms. The Polar Prince makes an attempt to contact the sub at 9:50 a.m., saying, "We're not receiving you. Update, please." At 9:57 a.m., the transcript ends suddenly with a final request from the ship, pleading with the sub to reply if able. James Cameron, the director of Titanic, and other experts consider this transcript to be plausible despite the absence of any official confirmation of its validity. The Titan, according to OceanGate, is a 23,000-pound submersible built of titanium and carbon fiber. The ship has a proprietary real-time hull health monitoring (RTM) system, and once a problem is found, early warning is delivered to the pilot to give them enough time to safely return to the surface. Titan's structure was only 8 feet tall and 9 feet wide, which left little room for its crew. Inside the carbon fiber tube, passengers were crammed close together on a flooring. Passengers had to sit cross-legged on the floor because there was only one restroom and no seats. Only the porthole, which allowed passengers to see the Titanic, had windows. Tragic information on the careless actions and disrespect for safety displayed by OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush came to light in the wake of this disaster. In a video interview from 2021, Rush displayed an adventurous worldview in which he boasted about breaking the law and indicated a desire to be recognized as an inventor. Rush claimed that safety is pure waste, and he cited General Douglas MacArthur's adage that you're remembered for the rules you break. Rush advised listening to a podcast from 2022 with CBS reporter David Pogue if you simply want to be safe. I mean, if you just want to be safe, I mean, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything, Rush added. You're going to take some risks at some point, and the question is really one of risk versus reward. The late CEO, however, thought that breaching the law only in certain circumstances may lead to creativity and positive social change. As he emphasized the need for more study, he also acknowledged how challenging it was to evaluate and comprehend how carbon fiber behaved under intense strain. It has come to light that Rush was cautioned on the hazards he was taking. According to reports, a former OceanGate Expeditions worker had flagged quality control and safety issues with the Titan Submersible back in 2018. David Larkridge, who served as OceanGate's previous head of marine operations, had expressed dissatisfaction with the way the business had handled the vessel. According to a lawsuit, David was unlawfully let go after he claimed there had been lack of non-destructive testing performed on the hull of the Titan. Although the official reason of the Titan Submersible's implosion has not yet been determined, Titan's search and rescue mission was conducted by Ed Carsano, CEO of Pelagic Research Services, who claimed that the submersible was pushed beyond its depth rate, the experimental method taken by OceanGate that could result in a catastrophic problem with the expedition project had also been warned against by experts including industry leaders, oceanographers, and deep-sea explorers. Several well-known people, including billionaire investor Ray Dalio, expressed their outrage and accused Rush of acting recklessly by ignoring tried and true safety precautions. Rob McCallum, a deep-sea submersible expert, reportedly begged Rush to postpone using the Titan until it had undergone comprehensive testing and been officially classified, according to the email that the BBC was able to obtain. But Rush's answer was contemptuous, and he charged that business leaders were stifling innovation by relying on safety justifications. There have been concerns raised concerning the Titan Submersible's usage of commercially available parts and the paucity of thorough testing. Stockton Rush bragged in an interview that a video game controller was used to control the submersible. OceanGate was urged to adopt recognized safety standards for the Titan in a letter from the Marine Technology Society, a group of ocean technologists and engineers, in March 2018. The letter claimed that the company's experimental approach might have negative outcomes, from minor to catastrophic. After that, in a 2020 press release published on the company website, OceanGate stated that NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama, will serve as the facility where the development and manufacturing of a new aerospace-grade hull is completed for its most recent submersible. In a statement release, NASA claimed that while it provided advice on the Titan's construction materials and methods, it didn't carry out any manufacture or testing itself or use its personnel or facilities. It was recently found that Rush had boasted that his business could keep track of any problems with the carbon fiber hull of its Titan submersible. The glue holding the Titan submersible's carbon fiber hull together is like peanut butter, he said, adding that it is thicker than Elmer's glue. He praised the vessel's technology as one of the great moments of submersibles, calling it pretty simple, but adding that if we mess it up, there's not a lot of room for recovery. According to Las Vegas businessman Jay Bloom, who was recruited by Rush to join his Titanic expedition, Rush had no interest in tourism. Rather, he only wanted to raise money to support his fixation with the Titanic. During an interview with The Post, he claimed that Rush wasn't really looking to build a tourism business to the Titanic. He wanted to study and record the ship's deterioration over time, and the fact that entry inside the craft didn't require any special training raised a major concern for Bloom. OceanGate's reputation has been damaged, and questions about its commitment to the safety of its employees and passengers have been raised as a result of the recent revelation of Rush's reckless behavior and blatant contempt for safety standards. OceanGate and its operators' accountability in light of the Titanic sub-disaster has come under legal and moral scrutiny. Legal repercussions may result from inadequate safety precautions being taken and from any possible design statements that were made. Also being considered are the moral ramifications of selling expensive adventures without strict guidelines. And so, what do you think of Stockton Rush? You can suggest topics you want to see next in the comment section below. Please subscribe to Weather Collapse if you want to know more and be updated on the latest news about natural calamities or disasters happening all over the world. And don't forget to like today's video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.